The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Marcus Aurelius. I look around me and I see chaos. Chaos erupted when I see the media making outrageous claims about headliners like Kyle Rittenhouse. The very same scientifically minded people who claim to be smarter than the quote-unquote Trumpanzees, their label. The same ones who say outrageous claims require outrageous evidence immediately turn their brains off when talking heads on MSNBC, CNN, or Fox start spouting otherist propaganda. I actually thought that Kyle had only killed black people. I had no idea the facts until the case, but even still, those with the highest college education still demanded the story not grounded in facts was the truth, while making fun of Christians for believing in fantasy. Those who claim that if you wear a blue shirt, then you hate America, and if you wear a red shirt, then you're some authoritarian barbarian, are victims of this otherist propaganda. I'm over here wondering, what the hell was it I fought for overseas? Are these the values we fight for? So we can scream at those who don't say the Pledge of Allegiance, while outright dismissing the idea of united we stand, divided we fall. I was in the first combat support hospital to set up for the Iraq War effort in 2003. We were in Kuwait, chomping at the bit, waiting for war to be declared and jump forward shortly after. I deployed to my first war zone 8 days after September 11th, 2001. As stressful as that was, the most psychologically traumatizing part of my life was being in the Army, in uniform, counting the days till we deploy, and every single second of airtime is taken up by CNN on repeat, talking about the attack. I've been to multiple war zones where we claim we don't leave Americans behind enemy lines, while back home you're cast upon the refuse heap, left behind the enemy lines of poverty, medical bankruptcy, housing and food insecurity. And for the life of me, I can't tell who is more insane, the blue or the red shirts, for fighting over who continues the policy of abandoning our fellow Americans faster. And both of them, without blinking an eye, will scream, "How are you going to pay for it?" when you dare ask about policy that would help someone who doesn't benefit from illegal wars or billionaire pedophiles like Jeffrey Epstein, who, I'd like to remind you, most likely didn't commit suicide. The very same scientifically minded people who sneer at the religious as if they are morons, while thinking how amazing they are in their knowledge, strutting around in their blue jerseys most often, as if that is somehow meaningful. They castigate anyone who has no grounding in evidence unless it comes to politics, and it just immediately comes down to some approximation of "we're not them," as they point to those wearing red jerseys. We have a love of jerseys more than a love of being rational or of God. More of the Republican base love Trump more than they love Jesus. Blue jerseys love a perversion of wokeness above all. What if, bear with me now, the story of the Bible about Abraham sacrificing his son, or being willing to, is nothing more than a parable that sometimes that which you love the most in your life, that which you infuse the most value in, is exactly what is holding you back. Maybe, just maybe, our collective love for our color of jersey, instead of recognizing the fact that we are all children of God, is holding us back. God is good. Why do we say this? Just for something to say? Doesn't that mean that where there is goodness, God is there? Doesn't that mean if someone is good and calls God Allah, that is also God? Krishna? Vishnu? Buddha? Jehovah? Jesus? Secular? Why do I need to be offended by your label of goodness? Why can't I just celebrate that you are good because God is in fact good?